Okay, I have an update on my bobber, Harley project, fiasco, whatever you like to refer to it as. But first things first, here's my flavor of the week. This is a Hefeweizen from Harpoon. It's a wheat beer, and it's called UFO. Danger, Will Robinson, danger. I'm dating myself there, aren't I? Good beer. I like wheat beers. They're not too heavy, and they're generally not too sweet. I'm not a fan of sweet beer. So that's this week's flavor. And hang on, I actually have an update, like I said, on the bike, and my update does not include an issue or a hang-up or a problem, or it doesn't consist of me bitching. I have exhaust pipes. I got a nice package in the mail today. I probably should have sat on my porch like NT8, or maybe stood in my garage like my buddy Dell from Dell Boys Garage. But I didn't. I got the pipes in, I mocked them up real quick just to see how they looked. I'm really happy with them. I love them. They're made by a company called Sick Pipes. SIKPIPES, one word. They're out of Pennsylvania. They manufacture their own custom pipes. They have, I think, eight or 10 different designs, and they're all different. They're all they don't have any straight pipes, they don't have any fishtails, they don't have any, curved pipes like everybody else has. They have their own designs, and some of them are pretty funky. They have one design where it comes out and curves around like a ram's horn and comes back out and down. They've got all different kinds. They've got all different kinds of pipes. These pipes are called diesel pipes. They're very short. They're very simple. There's no baffles. I'm sure they're going to sound great. I can't wait to hear them. As you can see, I ordered them unfinished. Number one, it was a little cheaper that way. Number two, they came a little faster. And number three, I was going to have them powder coated a certain way myself. The only ceramic powder coat option they offered was black. And my thoughts on these was I wanted to do the lower parts of the pipes in white ceramic, and the upper pipes would be done in black ceramic, and I would also wrap the upper part of the pipes in black wrap. So I would have black wrap and white tips. Unfortunately, when I contacted my powder coater, the bastard wanted to charge me $150 for these short pipes because I was doing two colors. And I was kind of upset with that because I've actually helped him. He just started out on his own about a year ago. He does really nice work. He's a nice kid. I call him a kid. He's probably in his early 30s. And I handed out some of his business cards to a couple of the local motorcycle shops. One of them I know for a fact called him to give him some business, and so I thought maybe he would take care of me because I tried to help him, but I guess not. So I told him to forget it, and I'm going to go to Plan B. Plan B is basically going to be this. This is a high temperature ceramic paint made by a company called VHT. It's good up to 2,000 degrees. I don't think I have any worries of this generating 2,000 degrees. If it does, I'm sure I'll be on fire myself anyway while I'm riding it, so that's great. I don't think I have any problems with that. I've got white and I've got black. 2 cans cost me under $15. The AutoZone had a special, buy one get one half off. So for $15, I'm going to do what the powder coater wanted to charge me $150 for. Now with this paint, it's pretty interesting. It actually goes through a couple of different curing processes. The nice thing about this is I can paint it wait a certain amount of time for it to cure, then I can wrap it. Then it's got to be cured again. But the fact that I can wrap it before it cures and hardens is a good thing, because as we all know, when you have a project, especially when it involves paint or some kind of a finished product, you want to do it. You don't want to wait. You want to get it done. And if I had to wait 2 weeks, or if I had to, if I could paint this and had to wait 3 weeks to wrap it or whatever, I'd be kind of disappointed, because I want to get it done. I want to see what it's going to look like. So I think we all know that feeling. So that's nice. I can paint this and then I can wrap it. What they say is, if you paint it and you need to paint it again, say 24 hours later, after it's dried, they want you to wait a full 7 to 10 days for it to cure. So in other words, you're going to put 3 coats of paint on this, 2 light coats, and then you're going to come back with a heavy coat. That's it, you're done. If you have to touch it up, if you have to go back and do it again, if you want to go back and do a part again, a different color or whatever, they want you to wait 10 days. Because once you finish that 3rd coat, it's got to go through the first curing process, which basically consists of time. You just let it cure. But after a few days, I can still wrap this and let it cure. So I'm going to paint this white on the bottom, black up top. I'm going to let it cure for a few days. I'm going to wrap it in exhaust wrap, and then once my tank comes in, once I get this thing running, then I can go through the second curing process, which is basically heat. The way to cure this, the final cure, is to start the engine, let it idle for 10 minutes, shut it down, let it cool for 20 minutes so it's completely cool. Then start it, let it run for 20 minutes, shut it down, let it cool. And I think you may have to do it a 3rd time. I forget what the instructions say, but that's how you actually cure the paint to the pipes. But again, the nice thing is that can be done after I wrap them. So I'm looking forward to see how that comes out. I may even do a little video of me painting part of it just to show everybody what it looks like, or how it goes on, how it's applied, and how it covers. But I love the way they look. I'm really happy with them, and I was excited to get them mocked up today. The other thing I got in was a new primary cover. It's the right primary cover. Obviously, I made sure of that this time. Looks identical to the other primary cover. It's the identical size. Nothing is different except for this stupid opening right here for the shaft. This is the correct O-ring for the shaft, and as you can see, she fits. So if it fits, you must have quit. How did that go? OJ thing? I forget. If the glove doesn't fit, you must have quit. So that's that. Now this is Bera also. This was chrome, and as you know, chrome is the enemy. So I had this blasted, and I was going to have this powder coated at the same time I had my pipes powder coated. But I figured if he wanted to charge me $150 for those 2-foot long exhaust pipes, I'm sure he'd want $50 to $75 to powder coat this. And I can't do it myself because, again, it won't fit in my little oven up there, unfortunately. So, I tell you, I wish I had the money to go out and invest in a decent sandblasting cabinet and a bigger oven, because I could probably make a few extra dollars, because I know I wouldn't charge people what this guy's charging. I know he's got rent, I know he's got bigger equipment, I know he's probably got a loan on the business, and I know he's got to cover all that as well as his salary and everything else. But to me, that's gouging somebody. $150 for those pipes, and even $75 for this would be ridiculous. $40 to $50 maybe. But so anyway, I'm going to do this myself, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint it. I do want it to be wrinkle black, the finish, and the same company who makes the paint for the exhaust, the high temperature paint, also makes a wrinkle black paint. I've never used it. They didn't have it in stock today when I picked up the other paint, or I would have bought it. I'm going to go out and try and get some tomorrow. From what I'm told, the way it's applied is it's applied in one direction. You let it sit for 10 minutes. You apply it in the opposite direction, at which point the 10-minute cure time combined with spraying in the opposite direction causes the wrinkle effect. And then you wait 10 minutes and you apply it in a 45-degree angle, and that's it. You're done. You let it dry, and those different directions combined with the whatever it is, whatever chemicals are in the paint, causes it to end up with a wrinkle finish, which is what I'm after. So for $10.95, I can buy a can of wrinkle black paint, apply it to here, and have the same finish that the powder coater wanted to charge me $50 to $75 for. So I saved some money, I guess, today by buying that paint and doing these things myself, which is obviously a good feeling, providing they come out right. I tend to rush things, finish work. I tend to rush because I'm excited about seeing the result. I'm not a patient person when it comes to finish work, so I need to learn to be a little more patient. And with these, I'm going to keep that in mind and try and be patient and do it the right way. So hopefully we can get that done and get the primary back on there. Otherwise, I got a couple of mirrors. I was only going to use one mirror because, again, it's a bobber, and I'm trying to keep as many things off of this bike as I can. If I don't absolutely have to have it, then I'm not gonna put it on here. As you see, there's no front turn signals. There's not going to be a speedometer. All the belt guards are off in the back. I took all those off. The pipes obviously are much shorter than your average pipes and lighter. So anyway, I was able to take off parts and make it a true bobber. Then that's what I tried to do, or at least as much of a true bobber as I could make it into. So anyway, I decided to go with two mirrors. I don't have very good luck, so I figured rather than risk it with only one mirror, I better just be safe and put two on there. So I got those done as well. There's a couple of parts on here that are plastic, and they were chrome. And as you can see, in my opinion, chrome is the enemy. With the exception of these wheels, which if I had the money to have them powder coated, they wouldn't be chrome. Otherwise, nothing else is really chrome. So there were two parts, this here and this. And they were both, they're plastic. And this is plastic as well. So I found Krylon makes some paint for plastic. Well, I found a copper color, which again, some of the accents on the bike here are copper. So I was thrilled to find that. I got the copper color home. I had black, also bought black because I wanted to do this in black and this in copper. And that's it. Waiting for my tank to come back. Should be back, I would say, in a week to 2 weeks. And that's it. Other than the fact I do have one question for somebody. Maybe somebody out there could lend me some advice and point me in the right direction. When I first put this front end on, the Y Glide front end, I had the cables running through here. That's the way they ran with the stock narrow glide front end that this originally had on it. Somebody pointed out to me that when you have a Y Glide, you don't run these cables through here. The only cables that get run through here are these. The clutch cable, the brake cable, everything else gets run on the outside, like this. So when I initially ran these cables through here, they were too short and didn't fit. But now that I ran them back here, they fit great, except for the fact they're all bunched up in here. And I've been told by a couple of people that these braided cables will rub the finish off powder coat very easily. So as you can see, this is kind of where I'm at with these. They're a little too long here, but if I go through here, they're too short. And I'm not quite sure what to do with them. Even if I took these and put, a little strain relief or whatever up here to hold it, I'm still rubbing over here. If I turn the bars, I'm still rubbing right here. So, not sure what I should do with those cables. If anybody has any suggestions, please let me know. If anybody has some braided cables that are too short and they want longer ones, maybe we can make a trade. I don't know. I just hate to go out and have to buy new cables for that if I don't have to. So any suggestions are appreciated. Just leave them down below. That's it. That's all I got for my update. It's all good news. It's all good news for a change. So I'll get back to you once I get further along with the pipes and the primary and everything else. And otherwise, thanks for watching.